All right, guys, we'll give it just another minute. Let people file in before we get started. Welcome into the Crypto Breakfast Club. We are back with another episode. Guys, fire up that purple pill down there. Drop some comments. Share the room. Let's get this thing all ready to rock and roll. We got some great sponsors today. Bitcoin on Base is joining us as a sponsor of the Crypto Breakfast Club. Let's go. We were on the ground level, man, when they got started. So happy to have them on board as a long-term sponsor here on the show. Bitcoin on Base. They're doing some big things. Can't wait to get into that later. We've got PAW Chain, another one of our long-standing partners. Shout out to PAW. They have been absolutely phenomenal. And yesterday, we started diving deep into the KENDU community takeover. That's going to be a big topic today, as the community has fully taken over KENDU. And, man, the chart went up 300+% yesterday. Mind you, while we were live on our space. So we might have had a little something to do with that, just saying. But anyway, we'll get into XRP. We'll get into Trump, the token. We'll get into SUI, ONDO, PEPE, SHIB, Doge, all kind of stuff, guys. You guys know how we rock and roll right here on the Breakfast Club. Appreciate y'all being here. And let's get it started, man. Let's fire it up. Come on up here if you're somebody from the KENDU community. We want to hear from you today. A lot to get into, a lot to dive into here. And we'll go over to the co-host first and foremost. Zach, how we doing this morning, man? What's going on? What's happening? What's good?
All right, can you hear me now?
Yep, it's like the old commercial. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, well, it's crazy because I'm live streaming this also. I know this is a big show. Yeah, man, everything is going completely exactly the way I predicted it. Solana is mooning. Crypto Postman's laughing. Solana is doing very well, man. I'm really excited about that because I sold a lot of Ethereum to get into Solana, and that was the right call, obviously, before Trump literally liquidated every other market to pull it into Solana. So I'm happy with, what they're doing, up 34.77%. And, the market's looking good. XRP still pushing hard. Everything's doing well. Chainlink's up, 20% in the last 7 days. So I'm actually pretty excited with the positions I'm in. We've been talking about this for months, and even before Trump got inaugurated and elected into the White House. So I think everything we've called has been obviously some of the best plays, even with some of the shit coins we called. I mean, when we talk about this stuff, it's not to stay in forever. It's to, see different opportunities. And, you got to be a crypto maxi, not a cult maxi. And I'll say that over and over and over again. And you'll find some great plays in this space. So super excited about today's space. Our sponsors, excited to have Bitcoin on Base. I remember when they came on the show a long time ago during the summer when I was cleaning my pool at the hotel. And I remember them, and I'm so glad they, formed a partnership with us for the show. And they've held pretty strong and, done very well through that time. And that's a testament to their project, because most projects don't last that long. Or if they do, there's a huge sell-off, and they've obviously doing things correctly, holding the floor, and have some great whales in there that see the potential in the project. And obviously PAW Chain, phenomenal. Some of the best projects, that came on the show went over to PAW Chain. So this networking thing is nothing to make a joke about. And clearly we are one of the best shows in this space. And I will confirm that because we're here consistently. We bring alpha. We bring great projects to the community. Nothing's financial advice, but I'm so excited about the market, and I'm excited to hear about KENDU, honestly, because everyone knows I called the dev a dumbass on the space, basically, and I think I started that whole thing with the dev, but I just saw the bullshit. So I'm excited to hear about the community takeover and how they're going to do it, and to, you know, just make sure that the dev really doesn't have that much control, and, you know, the community takes over, because I really haven't seen a community really raid like KENDU community before. Even though they banned me from the Telegram a while ago and hated me, I still put a fucking poll out, and they raided the shit out of that. And, you know, I was very shocked. Like, they are strong, definitely strong. So can't wait to hear from KENDU and see what they're going to do to take the reins and make sure that the dev doesn't have any hidden wallets. And I know some stuff you can't predict that, or you know, what's going on in the blockchain, but it's definitely, I'm more invested now in listening to KENDU in the community because the dev is out, because he was a shithead, and everything he did was literally a cash grab, and I called it on the space, the NFTs, all that kind of stuff. But sometimes when you're stuck in the cult mentality, you think that whatever your leader says is the best thing, but clearly that is not an option right now. So I'm just excited. I'm excited about crypto. I'm excited about these projects. And yeah, their chart was fucking mooning yesterday. And it probably happened because of the show. Not going to say it did or didn't, because we don't give financial advice, but charts don't lie, and neither do I. So I'm going to hand it off to the next co-host, and excited to get the show rolling.
Before that, Zach, obviously, man, let's go, man. Another great showing here this morning. We can't wait to dive into it, guys. We do have KENDU Josh up here, who is leading this community takeover for KENDU. Can't wait to get to him. I think he wasn't able to join us yesterday, but we had a lot of great conversations, you know, with the community members. And if you are a community member from KENDU, come on up. We want to hear from you. I hopped into the new Telegram yesterday. I like the excitement. I like the feelings. I like the vibes. I was getting those same vibes early on in KENDU when I found it at a $2 million market cap. So I'm getting those early vibes again. Love to see it. Hey, couple things real quick before we jump over to paid, and we'll get this thing rocking and rolling. You guys know we run this thing all the way up to 11:30, so we got a lot of time to dive into it. Might even go over a little bit today, because I've got a feeling we got a lot to discuss. But a couple other cool announcements for the Crypto Breakfast Club, guys. I am in talks right now, and I'm going to announce it a little prematurely because we're really close. But guys, the Crypto Breakfast Club is about to partner up with a top 100 crypto. I am super pumped. Actually, two of them. We are partnering up with Algorand. Yeah, partnering up with Algorand. So some people are starting to take notice of what we're building here, what we got cooking, and met with some of the representatives over at Algorand. So that was freaking awesome. Super exciting times. I've been on meetings like crazy here these last few weeks, but you know, as anybody knows in crypto, man, that's what it's all about. And we are on our second month partnered up. Excuse me? We are on our second month with partnering up with crypto.com as well. Crypto.com. So we're hoping to get some reps from crypto.com on our show here this next month or so as well. So super excited about that. I've been working with crypto.com on and off since 2021, and we're back on board with them, and we're hopefully going to get the main account or somebody from crypto.com with us on the Breakfast Club to talk about what they're cooking up. They had some big news come out, as obviously, like many companies, they want to have a big presence in the United States. They had some big news drop out on that front yesterday. So, yeah, some nice housekeeping stuff, but paid, what's going on, man? And then we're going to jump right into this KENDU situation. That's where we're going to start today. And again, shout out to our sponsors, Bitcoin on Base and PAW Chain. Bitcoin on Base is a listener. We'll probably bring them up here. But make sure you follow Bitcoin on Base. Make sure you're following PAW Chain. I'm going to go ahead and post one of their top posts up in the nest for you guys to hit it and get in their Telegram. I'm telling you, man, Bitcoin on Base doing some unbelievable things. Very, very special things. Can't wait to get into that. they got some huge announcements too. So we'll get into that here in a little bit.
Good morning, Zach.
Mar, what's up, bro?
What's up? Good morning, Tom. I just want to say something real quick. I believe in destiny, and I think that God brought KENDU and PAW Chain into this space today for some reason. That's all I want to say.
Yeah, I see where you're going with that. Maybe KENDU goes multi-chain here. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, we can help parlay that, of course, right? And then they can get their contract audited by Larry. And I see what's going on here. Yeah, I see what's happening here.
Hey, Zach, really quick, I'm thousands of feet above in the air, so I don't know when my internet's going to cut in and out, but I just wanted to check in. And to all the 5 winners, we'll get you sorted as soon as I hit the ground. I don't want to risk sending things out on a wallet when I don't have consistent
awesome,
internet,
brother. Awesome.
So,
yeah, we just recently, guys, we did a $500 Hash AI giveaway. That's Larry's company. Make sure you check out Hash AI. They're another big player, man. Well over $100 million market cap, and they are crushing it. So yeah, we're giving away $100 to those 5 lucky winners. Larry will take care of you. I know Larry's always traveling. Sure. But yeah, brother, we should do that again. And I want to have some people from Hash AI on the show here. So maybe we can parlay that too, Larry.
We'll get them mixed in, and just wanted to say that I was just in Japan, in Nagasaki, at the NHK, the big telecom, radio, and communications giant in Japan. Some big things coming out from some more developments coming from the telecom side for RWA and for tokenization of even communications. So when I land, I'll put something together and we'll unpack that, because it's a huge opportunity for even everyone stateside. So stay tuned for that. You guys wanted some more alpha, so I'm just in the air right now with a bunch of people sleeping around me. So I think I'll lose internet soon. They're telling me to shut the fuck up. So excuse my language. I'll get off here now. So
I'm dying.
All right, guys. Have a good night, man.
Let's go, Larry. Hey, Zach, can I just say one thing before we go on?
Yeah, man.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Let's go. All right. We got the best rating fucking community here, KENDU. Why is there only 30 comments in the bubble? Retweet this space. Blow that shit up. Come on. Let them know where KENDU's at. Let's go. Thank you.
Yes. Share the room. Let's get more and more people in here. Paid, what's up, bro? We'll go over to Paid real quick, and then we're going right down to KENDU. Josh, I want to hear about this community takeover that is happening right now with KENDU. Paid, what's up?
Y'all just gonna be skipping the brother? Is that what we're doing today? I don't think so. Not today, because I got a tattoo of Algorand on my fucking neck. Let's fucking go. Right now, we got sponsored by Top 100. We got KENDU back up in here. I just fucking, oh my God, I just yelled so loud. All my fucking weed just blew all over the place. Whatever, we up in this bitch. Don't fucking matter. KENDU's back. KENDU's fucking back. We better get $1 billion KENDU by tomorrow. $1 quadrillion KENDU by next week. And if we don't get a partnership with the Breakfast Club, I swear to God, all these dogs, I'm saving them. You're gonna have bald dogs everywhere. I don't know if you ever seen a fucking chihuahua with no fur on it, but it will be bald. I'm telling you right now, KENDU might go to $1 billion, but I know Bitcoin on base is going to $35 trillion. I already talked to Trump. I just got off the phone with him. Trump told me, he said Bitcoin on base, it's a fucking go. That's what he told me. And then PAW Chain. Don't even get me started on PAW Chain. Don't even get me started on PAW Chain. We're going multi-chain. We're going multi-dimensional. We're going to motherfucking Mars with Elon Musk right now. Don't fuck
Let's fucking go.
I think I just, to be honest, I think I just had a heart attack. So I'm going to sit down. I'm going to sit down. I want to say one thing real quick that's not as crazy as that. I did just blow a bunch of substances all over my keyboard. So that was fucking, okay, thanks for that. Paid. But not happy about this at all. If you saw, I should take a picture. It looks like fucking Whitney Houston's house. Oh, that was too soon. Anyway, long story short, Zach, I found this project on, it's a pump fund project, but it's an AI thing, right? It's called Clams. I don't know if you've seen this before. I mean, it just launched, so you probably haven't seen it. But it's an AI agent game. And they have AI agents built, and it's in like a pixel art thing. And you know me, I'm a gamer, so I love pixel art classic, like 1990s, retro gaming. And basically, you get their token and you vote on which AI agent in the game is like the best at all time or whatever. And then like every AI agent as a pixel art character on the screen like lives on this island, and they interact with each other. And then people vote people off and on the island with their token. And it sounds like it's super stupid concept, but it's actually kind of cool because now AI agents are already getting into the gaming narrative, and I like it because this is super simple. People can get into it. It's like, oh, what does an AI agent do? Well, these AI agents just talk to each other and hang out on the island, and you vote which one you like better. Just launched yesterday. I'm not in yet. It's at $4.5 million market cap, released on Pump Fund, has a website. It's called Artificial Island Clams. Token clams. Check whatever. I mean, it's just a pixel art island, and they just little like pixel art people walk around and talk to each other. And they say some crazy shit. I'm not gonna lie. Some of them I was like, "What the fuck are y'all talking about?" Like, this is kind of evil. But that's it. I'm out of energy, Zach. To be honest with you, I need Bitcoin and Base to go to $35 trillion. I need KENDU Inu to go to 1.3 billion, and I need PAW Chain to be the #1 chain in the world for connecting every other chain. Please and thank you.
Let's go. I'm not out of energy, man. We're just getting started here. I put up Bitcoin on Base, their pinned post up in the nest, guys. Go check it out.
Oh, and Zach, wait, we have another announcement. We didn't even announce.
What do you got?
Solbay, our first AI agent, signed on with us as well.
Yes, I'm trying to bring them up as well. Solbay is another sponsor of the Crypto Breakfast Club as well. I think they opened up a weekly package, so we'll be rocking with them for at least a little while. But yeah, I'm trying to bring them up. We'll hear from them. They've actually come up and give us a little taste of their AI agent, which is pretty neat. So hopefully we hear that later on in the show as well. But let's start with KENDU, this community takeover. KENDU Josh, welcome to the stage.
Hello, Zach. Can you hear me?
Gotcha, man.
Oh my God. What a crazy few days this has been. I'm not sure how much you know, or like how much do you know? Have you been following what's been happening or what happened at all?
Yeah, we had a bunch of people fill us in yesterday, but take us through it because we got a lot of new listeners, a lot of people just checking in. But yeah, so take us through it from your eyes, exactly kind of what's transpired, what's happened, and where we're going now with this community takeover.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, I know. Sorry, Zach, for banning you from the Telegram for speaking the truth. I'll make sure that's fixed. But yeah, for the last 6 months, I mean, it has just been painful to watch in the community, and I think that there was this growing rift between the community and the dev for a very, very, very long time. Just in values, morals, in everything really. It was just like we got to a stage where 99% of the community didn't want him to dev, and it was obvious the reasons why. Because we, after our big blow off top, there's obviously going to be a drawdown and a consolidation period. That's fine. But then during that consolidation period, whenever the community is working so hard, and these are people with like KENDU tattoos, these are people with like such high conviction and work ethic and drive. It really is the strongest community in the space, like bar none. And then whenever we would test that $60 million range, he would go like selling from his doxed wallet 30K, 20K, 30K, 30K, just crushing everyone into the lowest volume period that the market and we were having at the time. And this was really hard to bear and insanely hard to fight that FUD, especially when he at this point controlled the Chad's Wallet mint funds. So he raised 5% of the supply from the community, who thought that they were giving the project funds to push the project forward. Like, I minted a lot of Chads because I thought it would be used for like listings and marketing and initiatives and stuff like that. But during that consolidation period, it was just being dumped and dumped and dumped and dumped, and it wasn't for the project. Nothing was seen for the project. And then, to make matters worse, at the end of that consolidation period, he launched 2 pump fund tokens which was Bueno and Anarchy, obviously. And he launched Anarchy when he was like completely wasted, like just making these crazy tweets from his account. And he launched Bueno. The idea apparently was to pave the way to Sol, but really it was just like it seemed like more of a farm, a liquidity farm, because people were getting sick of the KENDU dumping. And this was just brutal because the community was working so hard and trying to keep going through this. Not only a painful market condition, but literally every decision hurt KENDU. Like, I could not have hurt KENDU more if I tried. I wouldn't have been able to come up with that, like those initiatives to damage this god tier community. So it reached a boiling point essentially where in the KENDU Telegram he was saying that the mods are to make matters even worse again, he'd come back in after his break and insult the community, like, you guys are pussies, you guys are retards, blah blah blah. And at this point the community had just lost all faith in him, and he'd lost himself. He didn't know. I don't know what happened to the Miyazaki from February and March, which was like this invincible leader, but whoever it was now is very far away from that person. It's just hateful, resentful, running it down. So it reached a boiling point essentially where the loyalists and half of the community on Reddit and all of the FUD we were dealing with had Miyazaki's name on it. So there was never anything bad said about the KENDU community or KENDU on the whole, or the ethos or the culture. It was all Miyazaki. And this reached a boiling point where eventually we were like, we want to save KENDU because we've invested so much time and money and just emotions in this. We're emotionally, spiritually invested in KENDU as well. So it's like deeply personal. So we were like, there was talks for quite a long time about how do we get him out? Do we CTO? Do we how can he exit? And this came to a boiling point where he demoted two of our hardest workers, which was Kevin and Stacy. Stacy's an OG SHIB mod, who you might know, and she's the one who did their earlier website design and docket design, and she's like just a lovely, lovely woman who has done nothing but contribute to KENDU. And then Kevin was running like daily power hours, one of the hardest workers that KENDU has ever had, and he demoted these people and replaced them with these yes men, essentially, people who would follow him no matter what. And that was a tiny fraction, tiny fraction of the community who would just follow him into the fire no matter what happens or what he says or does. It didn't seem to matter. And after that, I said to Miyazaki, look, I cannot follow this anymore. If you're demoting them, you're going to demote me too. And at that point, he was also, the community stepped up, and the community came out of the woodwork, and people who were actively contributing for months before said to him, Miyazaki, it's best if you leave. You need to leave. The best thing you can do is leave. So he pretended to leave. And then when he was gone, he didn't obviously give up the Telegram control or the Twitter control. At that stage, he hadn't given it up. And he kind of just pretended to leave and then was saying to people that he was coming back. And that obviously isn't what the community wanted. The community wanted him fully out. And he still had supply hanging over our heads. And then he kind of used his friends with supply to dump the chart and say, oh, look, the CTO isn't doing anything. And it had been 24 hours at this point. And he just dumped him and his friends to create this situation where we look bad, essentially, or we look incompetent. And following that, he essentially tried to take back the community by force. So he had the spaces and put out this, image of him as Hitler with like his you can make it up, and essentially had the spaces with his yes men, and said, these people are weak, they're not doing anything, I'm going to take the community back by force. And while this was going on, the KENDU community was in the Telegram chats, and the slash commands from hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people were saying, KENDU is the community, KENDU is community, KENDU is community, KENDU is community, and just hundreds of people spamming this for hours, essentially, as this space was going on, because Miyazaki said previously that he himself had taken KENDU to 280 billion, which is impossible, obviously, and he is KENDU. Whereas in his, articles and previous stuff, he would say that no one's more important than him. So somewhere along the way, that got lost in a sea of ego like I have never seen before in any human ever. So essentially, he tried this hostile takeover, and then luckily I still had delegate access to the Twitter, and I put out a tweet during his space when he announced that he was going to come back and take us by force, and I put out a tweet linking to the new CTO Telegram, which we had set up prior, just because we foresaw a situation like this happening, which is really lucky. So we funneled people in there, and within 24 hours, that CTO Telegram had like 1,500 people in it, and the old one was, of course, dead. There is no KENDU without the community. You can't just hate your own community and hostile take over your own community when they're the lifeblood that brings the project to life. They're the people who are shilling every day. They're the people working. So after this happened, there was a big blow up, and I think he realized finally that it was cooked, it was done, and that this could not sustain itself. And thank God he did. And I think he realized the severity of the situation because he was doxxed. And his face was everywhere. People leaked his name, his location, etc. And I kind of gently nudged him and said, you need to give up the socials, and you need to give up the remaining supply, because you're in quite a serious situation. So his supply, he at one point held 7.9%, but he'd sold during that consolidation where we were trying to work for the project, he'd sold down to 1.3%. So he did finally do the right thing with a lot of work from the community, and we got back that 1.3% supply to a community wallet, the crowdfund address that we'd previously used for the MEXC listing and BingX listing, etc. And yeah, essentially we got the supply, and he's going to hand over the Telegram and the Twitter once the cooldown ends. And really, just what a wild ride it has been. I said in the community chat that I felt like that night. That's why I missed the space, by the way. I was up for 22 hours and only got 4 hours sleep. So I was just like completely fried. And I said to the chat, I feel like I've been in a Vietnamese outdoor prison for the last 8 years. But today is the first time I'm seeing freedom, and man, it's so unbelievably crazy what we've been through. But I read a great comment on the Reddit today, which said, the hardest of steel are forged in the hottest of fires, and fuck me, that fire was hot. So yeah, I'm really excited for the future. We have everything we need to succeed on a massive scale, like literally the most insane community that you could possibly ask for. It would be hard to fumble it. It would take intentional effort, which is what happened, to fumble a community as strong as KENDU's. So I'm excited that there's no dark cloud above our heads anymore, and that we can just do what we do best, which is onboard people in confidence again and bring back conviction in the project, which was shattered by the devs' actions for the last 6 months. And you could not. There was a time in February and March where I would have said to friends to go all in, because I was so confident that nothing could go wrong. a really like invincible leader he was, and he genuinely taught us a lot about how to work and how to run it up at that stage. But that guy is gone now, and yeah. I'm just excited to get back on track, and without that dark cloud over our heads, and to bring back the faith and the love and the positivity to the project again, which was really being stepped on by this singular person who had this insane power trip, and really brought the community to its breaking point. And luckily, the community is just so insanely strong that we banded together and pulled out for the better. And following this, you saw it immediately in the chart when he handed over the supply and deleted his Twitter and said goodbye and said that this is what's happening. His Australian friends were selling, and there was insane support on the chart. We had someone with the ENS KENDU is community drop 65F, like 20F, 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 and then a load of people they were dropping 10K clips and 15K clips and 5K clips, and it just skyrocketed to I think it hit like 34 million the following day, which just shows you how much suppression was going on and how much people really, really care about this community and really care about the project. And genuinely, Zach and Paid XVO, I've never, ever, ever encountered a community like KENDU. They're just the most lovely, selfless. There's not an ounce of greed in the KENDU community. No one's looking for their exit liquidity. It's really like a family, and it was just being suffocated for so long. So I'm really looking forward to getting back on track, and it's already.
Did we lose Josh? Can you guys still hear him? You can?
I cannot hear.
Oh, hello.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting back on track, and yeah, just having the confidence to sell this to people in good faith, because that you have the team and community to bring it to the heights that it was originally promised to go to. Yeah.
Josh, appreciate it, man. What a great breakdown. And I want to open it up to the community here and the speakers up here. And, I see Zach wants to jump in, KENDU Angel. Let's continue this conversation. Zach, I'll start with you. We'll go to KENDU, and then we'll come back up to Paid. But real quick, guys, we are going to be covering some other topics in the space. Just another reminder, a couple of our sponsors, I did go ahead and pin some things up top. So Bitcoin on Base is up here with us. You guys are going to absolutely love what they've got brewing. If you guys missed the actual Bitcoin, they are literally doing it again on Base. Their chart is held up unbelievably. They were very, very early to the Crypto Breakfast Club months and months and months ago. We've known about them for a very long time, so we're super pumped to have them as a partner. And of course, PAW has been with us since October, and what they're doing to change the space, going multi-chain, and really making it easier to onboard the next, millions and millions and millions of people into our space. And so I can't wait to get into that later as well. And then Soul Bay down there as well is another sponsor. I posted up what they've got cooking. They're trying to get their listing right now. They're in early phases, trying to get listed, obviously, on, CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap and all of that. But Zach, I'll throw it over to you. Go ahead, brother, and then we'll get down to KENDU Angel and come back up to Paid, and then we got some other speakers wanting to get in here. We'll get everybody's thoughts, opinions, and everything here. But go ahead, Zach.
Yeah, no doubt. This is a two-part question, and this is probably for the community that doesn't know anything, and I'll put myself in that, because I've been around the block. I watch quietly behind the shadows of a ghost. But my two-part question is, how confident are you that the old dev doesn't have a shitload of wallets waiting for the price to go up where he's going to dump on the community? And second of all, how confident are you that there's not hidden, people in the CTO that's friends with the dev? Because what I've seen this cycle, I call it the double rug. is what they'll do is they'll throw the dev in the background and have one of his buddies be part of the new CTO, where they end up draining, and selling off, and it basically becomes a double rug. I'm not saying that's what will happen here, but how confident? Because I don't know everyone in KENDU. Like, I kind of stayed on the outside and watched it, but how confident are you that if this chart goes to fucking 200 million, that whatever's named Suzuki or whatever the fuck his garbage name is.
Yeah.
How do you know he won't sell off? I hate that fucking guy, and I said it from day one. So, questions.
Okay, so obviously I can't know for sure about hidden wallets, but I can tell you that he had a 7.9%, which is a massive amount. And in earlier spaces when he was, on form, he said his supply is around 2%, and I believed him at that point. And that's why he minted the Chads in KENDU, because he wanted more KENDU supply, because he didn't actually pre-snipe bundle. He wanted it to start from zero and blah, 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 and prove that he could do it and yada, yada, yada. And that was the guy he was back then. But he went from 7.9 all the way down to 1.3. So that was a huge amount of supply, and he was doing it from his doxed wallet. There's just no reason to do that, because out of your own selfish interest, you dox from your you dump from your hidden wallets, right? And you'd act like a Chad from your other ones. There was not that level of organization to Miyazaki. It was total chaos. So I'm very confident that there is no more supply. He might have a moon bag, but it's not going to be something that can harm KENDU, just like by completely rugging the chart. But even if he does, we have eaten through I think 71% of the supply in like 7 months. That level of redistribution was hit. So it was just like there is no mountain that we cannot climb at this point, despite the day-to-day movements and yada yada. There's just nothing that we can't get through. But yeah, to answer the first part of your question, I don't think he has much. Oh, it also KENDU, Psycho Angel can also speak on this as well. But it was revealed at a later stage, and I don't want to drag the dev through the dirt, even though he probably deserves it, considering how he treated everyone for so long, and considering his actions. But it came out to light that he has a gambling addiction. And he would play, $20,000 blackjack hands. And so you can imagine, if someone doesn't have that level of self-control, there's no way that, those cells didn't come from him to fund that addiction, and he would have sold a long time ago from his undoxed wallets if he could, and we would have seen it.
Yo, real quick, guys, breaking news for KENDU Inu. Breaking news. I hope everyone's prepared. This just came across the desk right now, hot off the press. I am the new dev of KENDU. My name is Suzuki.
All right.
Suzuki, baby, we here.
I'm dying. Suzuki. Yeah, no, that's awesome. And then the second part of the question, because I've seen a lot happen in this space, and I've been around projects where they CTO it, and then they put the dev in the background. He's still doing shit, and his buddies are now running the new rug. So
no fucking way.
Okay, I'm not saying that you're doing that. I just want to make sure that, because there's a lot of people in the space listening.
That's very true, but this is a long project. It's not like something that we CTO'd on Solana and it was 100K market cap. This has gone through several redistribution periods. The community has been built from scratch. It's not like that. There's no shady business. Yeah.
Yo, Suzuki, let's fucking go. Suzuki's up in this bitch right now, taking over the space with the KENDU Inu crew. KENDU Angel, your hand is raised. This is Suzuki speaking. How are you?
I'm good, mate. How you going?
I'm good. I just realized I have the title of Suzuki, so I'm doing great.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. That's the funniest thing I've heard all day. I might be KENDU Mitsubishi next.
Oh shit, we're talking to back channels. We're gonna figure something out. We're gonna get like some matching tattoos or something. It's gonna be crazy.
You'll do Fast and Furious, mate. I'll get you a 10-second
like
car.
Zach, you tried, all right? Zach, mute. Zach, mute. Leave the comment to me. Anyway, KENDU Angel, what's going on? How are you doing?
I'm good, mate. I just thought I'd jump on because the last space that I was in was actually Miyazaki's one. I actually knew him before all of this. I actually knew him in real life. So when you're saying, does he have any bags left? I can confirm no, because after all this went down, I was personally attacked for it. I was blamed for him being doxxed, and a whole lot of stuff came out on it. But because of my job, I'm aware of what's going on, and I can verify 100% that him, his family, and his friends do not have anything to do with KENDU. They may buy in, seeing as our charters just moved, but I did get a lot of apologies today from people going, "Oh, you weren't in there, you weren't in on this." So I was offered and told I was getting a lot of money for if I would shut up about what I knew. So I had to walk away from my bags for quite a while. And like it broke me as a person, to be honest. And then I just got sick of his crap. And then when I saw the community rallying against him, I thought I've got to say something. And so when all this was going down, I went into his space and I told him that we were friends, but I don't want anything to do with him. And that's my story. Thanks for listening.
Thank you so much, Missy BC. It means a lot for you to open up the space today.
Yeah.
Zach, why are you laughing? She just like poured her heart out on the stage and Zach just laughing over here. No, honestly, yeah, that's kind of crazy. I mean, the question for you as a KENDU Inu community member, what did you know that people weren't believing?
So what actually happened to me was I have quite a nice house and I remortgaged and I had a bit of coin lying around, so I threw it into KENDU stupidly because I was thought at the time he had our best interests at heart. I told him exactly how much I put in, and it was during a space. And while I was sitting on the space, I watched his doxed wallet sell for that exact amount that I put in.
Yo, that's kind of fucking crazy. Holy shit. What a piece of shit. That's wild. I never even thought of some shit like that. That's crazy.
Yeah. So then there was some offers to repay that money in the last couple of months, but he'd lost. We convinced him. He did a SHIB in the pool when he was off his nut, and we convinced him to lock up his tokens to try and stop the hemorrhaging, hoping that while that was locked, that it would moon and we'd be able to keep putting money in, and then his 8% would then become 2 or 3%. But unfortunately, we weren't banking on him having wallets elsewhere that weren't doxed, that he was just milking out. And it was just every time there was a green candle, there'd be sells.
Jesus
He'd like
Christ.
literally he'd sit in spaces going, "Oh, you're all pussies if you sell, and your wife will leave you if you sell." And he was selling.
And tell people to go all in. Tell people to go all in, like with their life savings.
He had nothing to go all in with. He lives in like his parents' holiday house, for crying out aloud. Like.
Oh yeah, this is something as well. Like he always said, to people that he's like some multi-millionaire. He drives Lamborghinis. He's made it. But it turns out that he's actually in his parents' holiday home.
He can't even pay bills.
And he's struggling to pay bills. And it was all just crazy.
Hey, real
lies.
quick, to be fair, to be fair, 90% of the people in the world are struggling to pay bills. Not to
Yeah, but he was
I'm just
mooching off
saying,
his
bro.
girlfriend until she kicked him out.
Oh dear.
Jesus Christ. I feel like I'm in a Korea drama right
What's
now.
There's
yeah,
got to be a Netflix show about this. Hey, it's like,
Hey,
if I
I'm
wasn't in the
serious.
middle of it,
That's a show. That's a show in the making right
Fire
there.
Festival.
There's never been a crypto wars show, and I'm a producer. I'm thinking about it right now. This is amazing.
not race wars, friggin' KENDU wars.
Hey, what's the estimate that this guy sold or made?
The estimate, I think probably like between 700 grand and 1.4 million, but maybe more from other wallets that we didn't know about.
What
He
about
lost
those
2 million gambling.
What about those
He lost
NFTs?
2 million gambling.
I've
Wow.
got a
What about
text
those?
from him.
What about the sales from the NFTs? Because you guys sold like $500,000, I think it was, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was where his supply came from that he would relentlessly dump.
wow.
And then put back in when the rest of the market was down, so that we looked like we were like greening up. But it was just him putting back what he'd taken out the day before.
Yeah, or some of it.
We had this conversation, and I told the douchebag guy, I said you should take that money and put it in Bitcoin. Literally, you got $1 million
Oh,
on the
yo,
side.
that was a great call, bro. Bitcoin was at like 60K.
Yeah.
Because we were like, oh, instead of using it for what was it?
Exchange
Some listing that
listing.
you guys were doing? Yeah, something like that. It was like, dude, just fuck exchanges. You already have like crazy strong community.
Like,
you already have a decent market cap. You don't need to. The fucking exchanges will come to you once they see the volume. So he was like, yo, just put that reserve in Bitcoin at the time.
I
it was like
remember.
65K, maybe. I don't remember. Someone go look.
Yeah, it was like 65.
But it was like 65K. If you guys would have did that, that shit would have fucking. You'd be sitting pretty. You could take profits and do more shit marketing wise now. I mean, I'm assuming you still have some money for marketing because your project's huge. But that was what Zach did say. I remember that vividly.
how bad are the taxes in that country?
Pretty much 49% tax on gains, but he also he used to run off his mouth, and because I'm actually an accountant, but I don't do his tax, thank fuck. But he would say, he goes, oh, I'm just going to keep selling all this stuff, and then in a couple of years she can deal with it so that I don't pay any tax.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's not how the world works. Oy, oy, oy.
It would be nice though. We need Trump up in here.
Real quick,
guys,
about. Oh, Zach,
Yeah, go ahead, Pip.
I think
What do
me
you
and you are about to say the same thing. But real quick, if we're
Beep,
not, whatever. But real quick, guys, we do have our sponsors in the room as well. Want to shout out to Bitcoin on Base. Paul Chain's gonna be up in a little bit.
Hey.
We're almost hold on, Mark. We're almost an hour into the space, so we will not leave this conversation, but we're gonna rotate a little bit at some point. But we will come back to KENDU a little later as well.
Yeah, at
KENDU,
10:30, at 10:30, let's rotate it over to hear from Brian, Bitcoin on Base. And we do ask, I mean, if you're part of the KENDU community, you're in here, we will rotate back over because we're going to be running this space all the way till 11:30 or longer. But I do want to hear from Ishan. He's been waiting. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. Ishan, go ahead.
Yeah, hi. I just quickly want to answer some of the things that you guys picked up. Number one, if it is another cabal or an inside team that is leading the CTO, I'm a normal guy from India who was lucky enough to stumble upon KENDU. Did not even knew how to buy a coin in Ethereum. When I joined, it was probably 120 members in TG. I know people who all the people I've seen them come into KENDU. Josh, most of the admins. Uh, the team that is like there is no team. It's just previously elected loyalists and whoever steps up because it is a community takeover and not a team that is leading the CTO. These are some of the people who we trust a lot. These are the people who have shown up every day. These are the people who I have seen meet each other in the Telegram in front of my own eyes, right? They don't know each other. They have, yes, they have met a few times when they traveled their respective countries. But I mean, and the community as a whole did not even question who should be leading Kendu. We all knew Josh was the right person from within the community, and yeah, it just organically happened what happened. And Kendu community is unreal for several reasons, and one of the, like, if you I can talk a lot about it, but I just pinned a tweet that I just made, which basically is a compilation of Kendu's uh, shilling in real life. How many communities do you see where people are showing their face and doing things in real life? I personally have brought in over 100 people from my own circle who never bought crypto, and there are hundreds of people within our community who have gone on to do so, and you can see that in the video. And that is what makes Kendu so very special, and that is why people such as myself are so emotionally connected to Kendu, because I mean, yeah, whatever he did, but he did start a culture of working for your own bags, that nobody is coming to save you. And this is a platform where you can start your crypto journey. And I did. I started my crypto journey with Kendu. I mean, I was in crypto, but not in, like, participating as a part of a community, as a part of the coin. And I mean, just imagine the sheer fact that we are still sitting at around 25 million, despite the fact that he farmed us so much. We were only 5,000 people at an all-time high of 280 million. We are currently 17.5 thousand on-chain holders, plus whatever holders are there on 15 central exchanges who have absorbed the entire farming that was done, right? And we held our ground, and we will hold our ground, and we will hold our ground, and we will continue to grow, because the culture, the cult of working for our bags is established deep within. There is no counterparty risk, because there is no influencer whom we are following. There is no team who we are following. Yesterday it was Miyazaki, today it is Josh, tomorrow it might be some other person, but this community sticks to Kendu, and it always will. And to answer some of the things that you guys said earlier regarding audit, so Kendu is the second meme coin after Pepe to win free Certic audit via 50,000 votes that the Kendu community worked hard upon, right? And yes, we are also multi-chain because we migrated to Solana a few weeks back. So you can buy Kendu on Ethereum, you can buy Kendu on Sol. We are capturing both end of the market. So yeah, that's it. And I am a normal person coming from India, not too experienced with crypto. Whatever I've learned from community members like Josh and other people who have experienced. And I'm ready to answer you honestly, whatever questions you might have from a newbie or as a community member.
Thanks for that, Ishan. Appreciate that, man. Good insights. Guys, I do want to actually jump here to Bitcoin on base for a little bit. We will keep this Kendu conversation open. We will come back around to this. But I want to welcome one of our sponsors now. Mark, go ahead. What do you got?
Man, sorry, Zach. I just got a question to the Kendu community real quick. What was that Coinbase commercial that popped out Kendu there real quick? I mean, was that
yeah, it was purely organic. Like, it was all due to the rating that the community did. I think it reached Coinbase engineers. It spread throughout the office. That was not due to any connection. That was just like hard working grind and Coinbase shilling their own bags. It was a miraculous sign of things to come, and sign of how powerful and connected the Kendu community was and is at its maximum power. So yeah, it was just purely organic, up there with the big dog.
On top of that, we also have BitGet and OKX running custom Kendu campaigns We are not yet listed there, and we haven't, you know, like bought it or something like that. It's all organic.
Appreciate that. Good stuff. Let's get down to our sponsor, Bitcoin on Base. And again, KENDU community, we will come back around to this. I want to hear from more of the community members. Make sure you guys let everybody know in that new Telegram that we're here and have everybody pop in. But you guys know how we do on this space. We're always looking for great opportunities. The Base chain, obviously expected to be extremely hot. And Bitcoin on Base, man, they've got a lot brewing right now. So I want to welcome Brian to the stage. Brian, what's going on, man? So glad to have you. And welcome, brother.
Yeah, Zach, thank you for having me up. I'm so grateful for the partnership. Zach from Subway and Paid. Appreciate you guys and everyone that comes through all the time. I've been still in the listener section for months, just learning and soaking it all up and navigating the space. So the education in this room is priceless. So thank you, everyone. And yeah, that was good time, Mar. The call out for KENDU on that video. BTCB was also mentioned. I just posted that in the nest. I think we're right next to him, actually. Pretty exciting that happened. And by the way, congratulations to the KENDU community for your CTO. Everything you guys have gone through. I know what that's like, obviously. Not as dramatic, but good on you guys. Great work. Bitcoin on Base now is about 8 months old in a couple days. On the 5th day, our deployer dumped his whole bag and left the community in shambles. So that's when I stepped in as CTO lead, started coming on the Breakfast Club and talking about the project. I think that the project went up to 5 million early on, dumped to like 200K, and after about a month of CTO, we got up to like 30 million. Lean on the Breakfast Club for that success early on. So thank you, Zach, and everyone. Kind of like set the tone for what we were going to build, and I think from there we just started attracting some incredible talent. After about, I'd say, 30 days in, I decided to dox myself and set a precedent for others to do the same and start building a real team for a sustainable long-term project opportunity. Being a meme of Bitcoin, a kind of derivative, can take you, so far. There's thousands, and just looking at the various talent that did come to the table, started building opportunities, and that turned out to be in the mental health and addiction space. So what we've comprised now is a partnership with it's called Alpha Transform Holdings, ATH. This is actually a Michael Turpin company, but also the CEO, Enzo Villani, is deep in the space, was an advisor to the SHIB ecosystem previously, worked with OKX, the exchange, and obviously Michael Turpin is an OG in the space. He just released the book Bitcoin Super Cycle. It was at his conference in Vegas recently in October. I was actually on a panel with him speaking that created all these partnership opportunities. That was actually my first time public speaking. It was nerve-wracking, but kind of is the tone, the message of this project. It's kind of coming out of the trenches and developing, personal skills and leaning on community to build, better opportunity. From that same conference, we got partnered up with Social AI. This is a Mario Nafal portfolio company. Pretty exciting. We're developing an application now. It's called On-Chain Wellness. And basically the reason that BTCB is tied into that is it will be a rewards token offering people incentives to participate in the app and encourage healthy behaviors. We'll have educational opportunities. There'll be a free version. Folks like Zach potentially can come up and talk about safe trading and how to navigate this space. Obviously, with some of the same educational material that comes out in this space here, but getting a broader opportunity, because this will be a global on-chain app that folks can just plug into with their wallet. With that, we're partnered with Rare Protocol, a partner of Sony. They're building our app. The prototype's almost ready. Again, you can plug in with your wallet and get onto a Zoom link to experience the content. And that will be, I think, in about 2 weeks, a demo available for everyone to check out. Rare Protocol will be at ETH Denver, also showcasing our app, which is super exciting. And yeah, there's so much going on that it's just tough to pull it all into one concise message. And it's been a minute since I've been on Spaces, so forgive me. But what's up, Zach? What do you got for me? Let's get some questions going.
Yeah, man, for sure. You know, we were talking a little bit offline yesterday, Brian, and you know, one thing I found interesting what you guys are doing. You know, it's really easy, I think, to take this and just say, "Hey, we're the memeable Bitcoin on base or whatever." But what I realized early on, Brian, is you guys had a vision here, and now you're creating use cases. And I think an interesting part of this is how you design the tokenomics too. I don't know if you want to get into that too, because that's something early on that drew me in. And then if you want to announce some of your big partnerships and some of your people you've brought on board too, I don't know how much you want to unpack that, but definitely give us some more details on that. And guys, if you haven't followed Bitcoin on Base, at least do that. We never tell you what to buy. We never tell you, hey, go do this, go do that. But follow Bitcoin on Base, get to their website, look at the press releases they're releasing. These guys are for real. But Brian, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Regarding tokenomics, it's interesting. This was launched on BaseJump, and there's an automatic with like the bonding curve, a dead wallet that's created, and 25% of the supply was burned from the start. So of the original 21 million total supply, there are only 15.63 million remaining. There was actually another anonymous community member that burned an additional, I think, 1% of the supply early on, which was pretty incredible, reduced our supply even further. But with that finite, scarce supply, it's really attracted a lot of these partners to see that, just there's obvious opportunity in leveraging that and pointing to Bitcoin as a use case for our correlation and are kind of mirroring that same tokenomic opportunity. So that's what's drawing a lot of these partners in from the start. But then when we get into how our community is operating, I think that's what's keeping them around. So we have a whale community that have kind of been with us from the beginning. They continue to pop up, say, look, I've been here from the start. I bought, day 2, held through the dump, the rug from the developer. Not really a rug, he just sold his bag. And obviously the contract is renounced and the LP is locked. So not a rug, but what I've done over the last 2 months in partnership with ATH is, with their guidance, gotten this whale community together in a group where I've been able to work with them one-on-one, get their wallet addresses, get a spreadsheet together. They basically, doxed to me so that I know who's who, have like email addresses and contact information, and have a kind of token surveillance occurring, so that in the back end, with the support of ATH, if there is any whale that needs liquidity, they're able to do an OTC trade directly with ATH or through one of the other community members who is seeking access to those tokens. So building that infrastructure early on is super important for any project, I think. We just realized it, midway when we started partnering with these larger institutions that kind of know how to handle all this stuff. Separately, what we did is we launched a multi-member LLC with one of our other colleagues, Garrett. He actually is a wealth manager with a large family office in Rhode Island. They manage hundreds of millions of dollars, but independently, he created this multi-member LLC specifically for high net worth people. If they want to onboard to our token, they could do so through a traditional wire transfer. And I think since we've allocated about $150,000 through that channel to access the token. He's a professional trader, so he can go in, make the trades, put them on a ledger, and either custody for the individual or send them to their wallet. And it's a free of charge, value-added service that we offer just because we have this wealth management experience. Regarding partnerships, guys, I just posted in the Nest the Real Social AI Mario Nafal Portfolio Company partnership, and I'm going to post also the ATH. But yeah, very, very exciting stuff. I'm really grateful to be here, guys. And really, I mean, what it comes down to, just to kind of give a broad consensus here, is especially after this last week of market chaos, there is so much turbulence happening, so much mental anguish, financial loss. There's gambling addiction that was talked about from the KENDU community with their dev. This is prevalent, and it needs to be spoken about as often as possible so that we can help cure or at least provide some kind of path for recovery for some of these people and dampen that a little bit, because as our ecosystem grows and the masses come in, they're going to suffer from the same kind of stuff. So if they can have some platform to be directed to have some initial education around how to navigate this space, effectively and healthy, in a healthy manner. Hopefully that can, uh, you I feel like we're on the precipice of an epidemic, really. If the entire world is like stuck on their phone all day watching charts and addicted to that green candle, that's not a future I'm interested in. You know what I'm saying?
100%, bro. And I think what you said, what really struck me there, because any project needs to have whales, but a step further, they need to have good whales. And what you guys have done and put this in place, with the over-the-counter option now, that should give a ton of people confidence, retail investors coming into a project. I think that could be utilized and replicated by a lot of different crypto companies and crypto token projects. I think that's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And I just think, that adds another layer of security, and you feel good, about holding this token. So that really shocked me when we talked about that yesterday. I'm glad you brought that up today in the space. And guys, make sure you're following Bitcoin on Base. And again, if you guys have questions, please come on up. Makai, do you got something there, man?
Yeah, I'm at work real quick. I have 70,000 Gala coins with 4,800 invested, but I'm down 2,300. I just seen a tweet about Algo. I'm just wondering if I should trade it for that one.
I can never tell you what to do, man. I mean, I will say, gaming is down right now. I do think we'll have a surge in gaming again, but I mean, I can't tell you what to do or what not to do. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all guessing, right? But
yeah, I'm just wondering if I should get rid of half or trust in Gala.
Yeah, I mean, I think Gala is still interesting. It's an infrastructure play. I like Gala and Beam, and I think the gaming narrative will resurge. Just yesterday, we had a big partnership announcement. Superverse partnered up with SUI. I don't know if you guys saw that too, but yeah, man, I can't tell you one thing or the other, man, because at the end of the day, I don't even know, right? Like I'm just guessing too.
Yeah, true. I'm gonna keep listening.
All right, man. Appreciate you listening in.
I got you.
Bex, did you have something? I think Bex's hand was up there for a little bit. Bex, what's going on, man?
What's up, guys? I appreciate the space. I'm just listening in. I'm kind of new to crypto, so I'm just learning. Got a few questions and stuff.
What do you got for us, bro? What do you got? And welcome to crypto, man. Welcome to the space.
Thank you, man. I mean, I'm a traditional investor. I bought gold, bought silver. I'm in real estate. So I'm real familiar with that world. I guess my question is that when do you guys think that we'll come to a time when there's a certain level of tokenomics that could be, defined in such a way that's impossible to rug? Maybe like you can only buy $300 a day and you keep it for 90 days and you can't dump more than % of your wallet, or why ain't we getting into that territory?
Well, I think most people would tell you, Bex, it kind of defeats the idea of crypto and decentralization and freedom and, taking back control. And, the whole idea of Bitcoin, how it started, right, was out of the 2008, banking collapse and crisis. And this was a libertarian movement. This was a movement for, hey, if you want to take control of your own finances, if you want to have full control of your money and not have to rely on big banks and not have to rely on governments and not have to rely on the powers that be, then, you know, crypto is an option. So I think it's interesting. I see where you're coming from, but you know, at the core, it kind of goes against the grain a little bit and goes against what Bitcoin and now what crypto really stands for. Go ahead, Bex.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I understand what you're saying with that, especially when it comes to like Bitcoin, just because we have like a history and it makes sense. But I think the difference comes when you compare Bitcoin to a lot of the other projects. You know what I'm saying? All the meme coins and stuff. Because I mean, let's be honest, 99% of them rug people. You know what I mean?
It's the wild, wild west, man. If Bitcoin's the wild, wild west, meme coins are the wild, 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 wild west. And yeah, I mean, it's not for everybody, bro. I mean, here's the thing. I tell people all the time, just because you're hearing everybody talk about meme coins doesn't mean you necessarily have to get in that game, right? It's like you could do really well passively investing in top tier projects. You know, I mean, I've got a couple up there in the nest that I think are really, you know, awesome. I mean, if you were listening to our space months ago, very early on, you know, I was investing in SUI at 50 cents. I was investing in ONDO at 60 cents. We invested in PEPE, you know, at, you know, a little over $1 billion. We went pretty heavy there. I mean, SHIB last cycle, we got super early there. Dogecoin, I first put money in at a penny. I mean, some of these are meme coins, but they're OG meme coins. But, you know, the point is Solana did a 100x last cycle, bro. And that's not a meme coin. That's a utility-based project. You can get massive returns. You can make massive amounts of money not gambling on meme coins, right? So, and nobody's forcing anybody to get into meme coins. You just have to understand what it is. Meme coins, yeah, you're going to get wrecked. You know, 9 out of 10 times. The key to meme coin investing for me is when you hit that 1 out of 10, you got to hit a grand slam. And you got to wipe out all those other 9 losses. You see what I'm saying? That's really how you win in meme coins, in my opinion. You got to be okay. You got to be willing and able to lose a lot of trades.
Thank you for that information. No, and I didn't want to seem like I'm trying to down anybody's project. I hope everyone has the most success. I'm just like trying to learn and ask the right questions, you know?
No, 100%.
Yeah, and
So that's why
also,
we're here.
and Zach, on another note, you never know what's gonna run when, right? You might get into a project and it does like a 2x, and you're like, oh fuck, it's over. I'm taking everything out. Like, what's that token on Dex Scrivener? MLG or whatever. Have you guys seen that token? It was like it launched, you know, months ago. It was dead for a while, and I think it ran up. Someone fact check me. I could be 100% wrong on this, but I think it ran up from like a couple mil to like 100 mil or like 170 mil, and it was just dead for months. Like if you look at that chart, it literally just boomed like a week ago out of nowhere. It's been around, but no one was buying it. So that's the other thing. You could be in a meme coin that just fucking sucks for months on end, and you're like, all right, fine, like I'll cut my losses, and then all of a sudden the next day it's up 50x. And it's like, what just happened? And that happens a lot, but you don't know what it's going to be, and that's where the risk comes in. You don't know what's going to 50x, and you don't know what's going to be a rug pull.
And
you know,
I want to speak on that too for a second. Also, I mean, nothing is guaranteed. Was it Bex that was talking earlier? Is that who it was? Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So even though Bitcoin is one of the best investments in crypto, Satoshi Nakamoto at any moment can sell off and rug the community. So nothing is rug proof, just to let you know, but there is no other asset better and well adversed as Bitcoin because this space is all liquid. So think about something like, you know, the KENDU guy, you know, fucking rugging everyone. You can still liquidate your position if you need to on almost like, you know, like real estate. If you're, you know, you paid $900,000 for a house and it's burning down, you're watching your money burn away in California, something like that. You can't go liquidate that. You're going down with the mortgage and now you have nothing left. So I think the best aspect of financial freedom and that kind of stuff is having your money liquid. And that's what crypto is. And I think if you put limits on that, it definitely just, it's not what we want financial freedom in the future to be. So now look at banks. Everyone's, you know, getting on board now because of what's happening in crypto and the best investments. And you'll see, you know, you see those stock guys, they, you know, they're all excited walking down the street with their suit, their tie, their coffee going up 2%. Well, you got the crypto guys like us getting those 1,000 gains in sweatpants. So I love crypto, and I love what it.
And Zach, we're fucking miserable. We're not happy.
It doesn't matter.
We're not happy at all.
Listen,
I just got up 100x. Yeah, I've been in the trenches for the last 3 weeks. I'm fucking miserable. I got bags under my eyes. I haven't slept. Zach hasn't taken a shit or a shower in 3 days. All right, so listen, guys.
But if you know, you can limit your risk. Like, you know, you take the 1 to 5x's multiple times, Bex. I know you're laughing, but if you do that a couple times, you hit 25x, you know, total, and you're doing way better than the stock market. And if something goes wrong, you can liquidate your portfolio other than like a rug. But there's no greater asset than crypto. And I go back to this basics, right? Like you buy gold, silver. Go try to take that on an airplane across country. You're gonna need to pay for shipping. They're gonna confiscate it. Blah blah blah. You can walk across you can get on the airplane with $100 million in your crypto wallet and act like a poor man. That's what I do. I walk around acting like I have nothing, ripped jeans and stuff. I don't care. But the fact is, you don't have to play that part of being wealthy. You know what I mean? You don't have to flash it. And if you need to liquidate it in any country, you can do that. That is the benefit of financial freedom in this space we call crypto. And it's just evolving. I mean, Trump, clearly, look what he did with that meme coin. He launched that to liquidate the market, to go buy a better reserve. Basically, what I think he's doing is starting his own damn reserve. Honestly, his World Financial. He's buying Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tron, that kind of stuff. So just watch what the big boys do, and I think you'll do well in this space. Nothing's financial advice, but you got to follow the money. They don't just act on impulsive nature. They have a hand in the game. Unfortunately, they'll front run everyone. But if you can pay attention to what they're doing, you can at least be ahead of the game or be right up there with them. So
hey, and I appreciate Zach, man. Just a shout out to Zach. I've been watching your channel since about September. I guess I got really lucky because I got into crypto in September and I like 5x'd my money in the first month. I bought about $100,000 worth of XRP and it went crazy. So Zach, thank you so much for your channel, bro. I ain't gonna talk too much, keep up too much of the space. And appreciate all you guys for letting me speak, man. And I hope you guys have a good rest of the day.
Bro, Bex.
Yo, real quick.
Exactly. This is what I'm talking about. I'm coming from your exact space. You are exact. That's where I was, bro. Gold, silver, real estate. It's all about community. And I think something that Zach just said a moment ago, and XRP, our page just said a second ago, is it's all about someone front running. Well, guess what? We are the front runners right here. We are learning about, look at XRP a couple of months ago. I've 5 times, 10 times. I bought Doge at 0.0003. It's all about the community, knowing who you're working with. And I think doxing is very important. That's something that I wanted to bring up from the last conversation with KENDU, is you've got all these people. You have no idea who you're working with. I understand the paranoia. However, I'm not going to send anyone money if I can't identify them. So that's me personally. That's why I doxed myself immediately. I don't give a shit,
Well, doxing is.
But listen, one last thing. These people, Nancy Pelosi, all this bullshit. These are all inside traders. Guess what? Now we've got our upper hand right here in our own community, learning from things that are coming from the originators. So we are all, and I've been preaching this for the last 3 weeks, we are front runners. We are all early to the crypto game. Early adopters. We're all pioneers. All right.
Well, doxing is different than KYC. Bex, you're new to the space, so let's give you some right information. Doxing is like showing your face. People see you. I dox my dog and my cat for fun. And myself, but KYC is completely different because you have to give financial information, passports, licensing. Those are the projects too that really look into to trust, because you can't really get their information unless they find something illegal that you've done. But someone that's doxed is is still false because they can still run off with the money. Look at Mitsubishi guy, the old KENDU dev. He's doxxed, but he still ran off with the money. So you want to get KYC'd. I know everyone's laughing. KYC'd project owners. Those are the best because they're potentially not going to rug because their passport, social security information like that is within a company, so you can take legal action against them. So big difference between Fox and KYC.
Also, that's what I meant by doxing. Excuse me, I mistermed that. If I'm going, I want to know that someone will be held accountable for my investment at someplace, sometime. However, in crypto, that's not always the case. But yeah, that's what I meant by doxing. Is I put my shit out there. You can Google me right now and find my home address, everything. I am who I am. That's it.
Do y'all see it possible for like someone like myself? I'm an artist, I make music and do all that. So do y'all see it possible like having a coin in the future for my community where they could actually like buy merch and shit on my website with the coin?
Yeah, of course.
So you think that? Go ahead.
Hold on. For NFTs, also, because I work with a lot of artists. Hence one of the reasons I personally don't dox myself. Because I don't want people DM me. Oh, I want to go see this show. Yeah, no, not happening. Sorry. But another thing you could do as an artist is get NFT meet and greets passes made. So when people do buy your token, they have like a 1 in 10 or 1 in 20 chance to meet you at the next show, and that NFT will just be airdropped into their wallet. So you can have, like, say your show cap is like, I don't know how big of an artist you are, but say like 250 person venue, say like there's 10 meet and greet passes that if someone bought your tickets with your crypto and or bought merch or whatever, there's a chance they get to meet you. And a lot of people will find value in that if they're actual fans of your work. I just want to add that.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, I think it's great because you can collect money off the minting fee. So say you do a concert and you want to release, I don't know, let's say 100 NFTs for that one concert. You can collect the minting fees where you're getting paid, but you're not constantly thinking about a chart that you need to keep up while your investors are getting mad, thinking, harassing you. Well, that'll construe your artsy ways.
Yeah, because a whale could just buy in and kind of like throw me off.
Yes, and that's exactly what happens. I'll tell you right now, it's very difficult to be a project owner. 95% of them, it's hard. It's easy at launch. Launching is the easiest thing. Everyone's excited, but it's hard to keep it up. But I think if artists go more in the direction of NFTs, they'll bring credible NFT stuff to the space. I think not just a JPEG image that's worth something, but I get the big stuff. If you want to get on a yacht party and you need to own this one NFT, that for me is a great return on owning that. I see value. But for your music or art, a collection of NFTs, and you can literally do traits within that collection, and then you're still making money, but you're not becoming really a security. See, this is where I draw the line with NFTs. I know I'm going all over the place, but there's no clear direction what's a security and what's not right now with NFTs. But I think that is your lane for artists, and I'm going to push artists more towards that because I know the inner workings of everything within the project and within NFTs. I guess if you're not giving out a dividend, basically a monthly reward within the NFT, it's not really a security. But if you're just buying a ticket for your show, I think NFTs is the best direction for you.
Yeah, that's really good too, because I'm only wanting to do it to provide more value for my community. I don't want to make any money from it.
There you go.
Hey, thank you for that information. That was awesome. You just leveled up my brain.
Let's go.
Yo, guys, real quick before we go, that token I was talking about, and this is not financial advice, and I'm not in it either, and it never was, but that token I was talking about earlier that was doing nothing that popped up was called MLG. I'm looking at the chart now, just for an example of you never know what's going to go when. This was launched in May, was completely dead, and if you look at the chart, Zach Humphreys, whenever you have a second, look at this chart because it's kind of crazy. 21,000 holders. Not endorsing, I'm just giving information. $102 million market cap. So if you literally just had $10 or $100 or whatever and just left it there and forgot about it, and you got that 100x, you're happy as fuck. And that could happen in crypto. You could also just get 100% rug and lose everything. But if you just left $10 in that, and that it went from $1 million or maybe a little less, I can't really tell in the chart right now, but it went from like $1 million, and it's currently at 103, and that's not the all-time high on it. It looks like it went to like 160, 170 range. So if you just put $100 in there and forgot about it, then you would have been happy, and that could happen over and over. And at the same time, you can get completely rugged. So that's why when someone says, "Hey, I got this project," I normally just throw $10 in, whatever, $100 in, and just we'll see at the end of the bull cycle where it's at. Like I just want to put that out there for new people because you might see something, it goes down like 30%. You're like, "Oh fuck, the world's ending, it's over. I'm cashing out," and then literally the next day it does a 20x, and then you just want to kill yourself.
I dropped $100 on a Baron meme, and it went up to like $2,500, and I was like, "Oh shit, cash out."
Yeah, I know. I saw a Baron meme I think launched a few days ago, and I saw it at probably 900,000. I'm like, I'm not getting this, and I was going to, but I was like, I'm not gonna get in this, whatever. And I woke up, and today's at like 45 mil, 50 mil. I'm like, oh well, thanks, PaidXPO, for not listening to your own advice. That was an easy 50x. But all right, no, keep running in the trenches, guys.
Yo, great conversations, man. I really appreciate it. Zach, great insights, man. Bex, appreciate the kind words, man. Glad you came in at the right time. A lot of this is timing, and especially if you're looking at it like over, months and not years, right? Like if you're looking at it years in crypto, it's kind of the same thing with the stock market. Just it's not about timing the market; it's about time in the market. But when you're talking about like the cyclical nature of crypto, if you could time it up, obviously you're maximizing your returns over that said time frame, that said portion of that bull run or bear run. Usually crypto runs in 4-year cycles. For anybody new down here, that's kind of what I was referencing. But I think KENDU Grandpa was actually had their hand up for a while. They're way down there, so I don't want to miss out on them. KENDU Grandpa, what's going on, man? Welcome to the space.
Hey Zach, thanks for having me on. First, I just want to thank you for doing what you're doing for KENDU and just giving us the opportunity to speak about this. I actually wanted to point my conversation in the direction of Bitcoin on Base. That's actually a project that I found back in I think like September, and I put a small bit of money into it, and I've been collectively adding to my bag over the last couple months. And whenever you look at this project, this is something that's legitimate. It's going to be here for a very long time. I'm so confident in this project that I personally have been trying to connect with people from the project on LinkedIn. I added David and Michael Silverman on my personal LinkedIn. I just want to be a part of it. It's going to be very special from the utility standpoint. And if you look at the investors that are involved, this is legitimate. You have names like Goldman, people that have worked with Goldman Sachs, people that work with massive companies like IBM and Twilio. If you know anything about Twilio, they're very involved in the communications industry with 10 DLC registration with businesses and things like that. But if you caught anything about the AI press conference last night from President Trump, and if you just pay attention to Bitcoin on Base with how they're going to be doing on-chain wellness, the health industry is going to be changed forever with two things, AI and bringing it on chain. So Bitcoin on Base is very legitimate. This isn't financial advice, but whenever you look at the epidemic of drug addiction that's happening in America right now, and you look at some of the investors that are involved, and where their goals and contributions to society are headed for this project, it's going to be great. Crypto in general is just entering. We're just getting started with what it's going to be able to do for society. Coinbase is going to be around forever, so take that into consideration as well whenever you look at it from a long-term standpoint. But other than that, I just want to thank you again, Zach, for everything you're doing for the KENDU community. Through all the rough turmoil the last 10 months, didn't sell a single token, just added, and I know where it's going. The community is legitimate. And I'm just glad that we're able to move past everything that's happened over the last, almost year. But that's all I got. Thanks, Zach.
Good stuff, brother. Appreciate it, man. Hey, guys, we do have one of our sponsors who we got to get up here, PAW, and I see a couple other people who want to request. We'll get to everybody here. But maybe if somebody has already spoke, Ishan, you got your hand up. Maybe I'll let you say what you need to say, Ishan, and then if you could drop down, that'd be awesome. So we can get PAW up here. Is that cool, Ishan?
Yeah, man. Just thanks for having me. I just quickly wanted to say on that KYC thing. With Certic, KENDU is doing a KYC. Josh, if I'm not wrong, that process is already started, and that we are doing as a community for the community to have that accountability, have that responsibility. Josh.
Yep, I'm doing it. I'm doing the KYC. I promise not to lose all the KENDU money.
You have a CTO leader doing the KYC with Certic.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
We actually do have enough spaces too. Some people dropped down, so we did fill up the room. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, Ishan. Finn, go ahead. You've been waiting for a while. Go ahead, Finn. I cannot hear Finn. Finn, are you speaking? Finn. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, Finn. How are you?
Oh, everything's great, man.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to say a
Dylan.
few things about Bitcoin on Base. For me in particular, I've been really involved in the community. And one thing I've noticed about Bitcoin on Base and the core contributors of the team is that they do a lot of world building in a sense. Recently, if I remember correctly, they were at the Golden Globes, but just the gifting lounge. And they were just trying to onboard, I would say, lower listed celebrities and well-recognized people in the community, well, unknowing to the crypto community in the sense, trying to get their Coinbase wallet set up, gave them free BTCB, which was actually provided and given to them because we have a marketing wallet. So that was a great experience, in my opinion, just to see them try and work for the community itself. And then also, if I'm not mistaken, one of their core contributors was just at the presidential inauguration and was speaking with a lot of just well-known people, ambassadors, and it's just about getting us to the forefront of the crypto space. And I really enjoyed seeing that.
Yeah, thank you for that. And thank you for the last person that spoke about our project. The gentleman, guys, that was at the inauguration is Michael Johnson. His father is Ronald Johnson, who is the former U.S. ambassador to El Salvador. Under the prior Trump administration, and was just nominated by Trump to become the U.S. ambassador to Mexico. Reason for Michael and his family being at the inauguration. We have a lot to unpack. I just did a debrief with Michael this morning. I'll go ahead and post up in the nest. He just recently became a core contributor to BTCB, but he was looking at the possibility of being part of the administration. going to be his wife potentially that will go into that public opportunity. He'll stay private. That way he can focus on what we're building with on-chain wellness. And some of the connections that were made in this past few days are pretty phenomenal, all the way up to the big man himself that is privy to our project now. It's really incredible.
See, this is all huge information. We should all take a moment and share this onto our X, and let's really get as many people in here as possible. And this is huge information.
Also, one thing I would like to add is, if I'm not mistaken, 3% of the on-chain wellness, the app that is being built, 3% of that revenue will go straight to the chart, to my knowledge.
Yes, so On-Chain Wellness is a for-profit company that's going to be launched very soon, and 3% of revenue will be basically attributed to the community, and we can do either token buybacks or leverage some of those funds for marketing and operational expenses. Thus far, in the 8 months that we've existed, all costs associated with the IRL events that we produce and various sponsorships all comes from community donations. So this new vehicle, a for-profit company, that 3% of revenue will cover those future costs for, obviously long-term sustainability of the crypto project itself. I did just post in the nest the reference to Michael, his invite to that inauguration. We'll be posting some photos of, the event soon as well. We're going to do a little collage and hopefully bring him onto the space tomorrow to discuss everything that happened, if that's okay, Zach.
100%, man. Yeah, can't wait to have him. We were talking a little bit back and forth just in comments on here on X, but yeah, can't wait. Can't wait to have him on and hear from him. And man, we're lucky, man. We've got some great sponsors up here today, guys, and with us, have been with us for a while too. Of course, Bitcoin on Base. We've got PAW Chain, who's just joined us. Of course, we're covering this KENDU community takeover heavily. Appreciate everybody rocking with us. I see the comment section fired up for sure, but let's keep that rocking and rolling. Let's get some more people in here as we continue the space. And guys, share this space out with everybody you know. We the more the merrier. This is what it's all about. But I want to jump over to our another sponsor. They've been with us for a very long time. Paul, I know you guys just had a space. What's going on right now? What are you guys up to? I know you guys always got alpha. Welcome.
Hey, thanks, Zach. Good morning, everybody. I'm just still personally trying to recover to life in a post-Trump shitcoin world. What has happened over the last 4 to 5 days has got me for a loop. I can't sleep. I can't think. I'm fried. Everything going on with just in the space as a whole has forever changed. Over at PAW Chain, yeah, dude, we are still building, still grinding. We got a lot of great things coming out. We announced a couple days, guys, that our external swap is fully integrated Solana. So now the Solana network is fully integrated with PAW Chain. Just the other day, I was able to trade PAW for Solana, send it to my Phantom wallet, jump in my Phantom wallet, go back to the swap, and then use my Sol to send PAW to my Ethereum wallet. With 2 transactions, which would normally take 9 to 10 transactions and about an hour of my time, I did in 60 seconds. That's what we're building here, guys. That's the kind of cross-chain interoperability we're building. And we just got an update from Dex Tools the other day. They're just about done with integration of our blockchain to their network. And now they just need to run testing for about 6 to 7 days, make sure everything's doing what it should. And we will be live on Dex Tools, I'm hoping, by the end of the month. And in my opinion, I believe that's our biggest catalyst yet, because what does everybody do in this space? They check charts. They want to see charts. 22 million users over at Dex Tools. What do you guys do when you get a CA? You pop it into Dex Tools, Dex Screener. You go look at the wallets, the distribution, all those different things. You can start tracking TAs of all our projects on chain. Just had a fresh launch last night. An NFT project called Muskers launched the token on chain. Had a successful launch, so they're trading on chain now, and we're continuing to build out, guys. Our wallet applications are going to be coming to the App Store, making these improvements. We added more chains. We just added the MELANIA network. We're going to be looking into adding Abstract when that goes live, because I think that's going to be a very big chain, and that's an EVM chain, so that's something that we can do quite easily. And then it's SUI and Tron. Those are the next integrations that we're going to be adding to our network. And by the time it's all said and done, you'll be able to use any native currency to swap frictionless. One click of a button. Make it a one-stop shop. Make it easy on people to onboard. And another thing I want to remind everybody too, I know if you have used our swap, if you have used our wallets, it is all V1. Can it be optimized? Yes, and it will be. It could be a little sluggish. Our scanner can be a little sluggish, but this is all V1. Uniswap, all these other providers, PancakeSwap, Coinbase Wallet, V1, all struggled in the beginning. Nobody used it. Their UI was, not what it needed to be. And they spent years building this thing up. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to constantly keep making improvements to the swaps, to the scanners, to everything that we're going to build on top of this infrastructure. So if you guys are a project and you're interested in launching, taking advantage of this platform and getting in on the ground floor, just let me know. Send a DM. We bootstrapped this thing, guys. We didn't raise 50 million, 300 million in seed funding from VCs, who have vesting schedules and stand to benefit, by pushing the project. This is all done from the community, from our head dev team, to grow organically. And does that take a little bit longer? Yes, it's going to take some time, but it's going to be done the right way, because the early adopters right now who stand to benefit the most, the people who've been building, been grinding, giving their lives, guys, for 2 years to this project, we are going to be the ones that benefit. The user, the investors, the people who get involved early and spend the time to build this network, because that's what we're all here for. This is Web3. This is DeFi. This is the reason why we built this thing, is for the space, to leave it better than when we found it. And I just always, as I come up here, want to give a massive shout out to Zach, and Paige, and the Breakfast Club for all you guys do. And a shout out to Mar down there. Guys, if you don't follow Mar, make sure you give him a follow. That guy is just unbelievable at spotting narratives early, knowing what people want. His feedback has been invaluable with website improvements that we are going to be making, restructuring that we're doing on the back end to streamline our business, our LLC, because we are a company. We are a blockchain technology company. You're not just investing in a token, you're investing in a company that I think, solves these real world issues, man. And that's what we're going to need to get that adoption that we all talk about. I personally don't think we're going to get adoption from the president of the United States launching coins. Will it bring in users? Yeah, it will bring in users. But unfortunately, a lot of these people are going to lose money, guys. A lot of these people top lasted at 75 billion. Will we get back there? It's definitely possible, but who knows? It can leave a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths who are new to the space getting in here. And my God, man, if you saw this coming, good luck to you, because this was unbelievable. This euphoria that we are going to have this cycle is going to be like nothing we have ever seen. And for the love of God, guys, please do your research. There are people losing hundreds of millions chasing barren coin shares on Pump Fund right now. Farms are set up, stealing your money, your hard-earned dollars. You're selling conviction plays to chase these things, and you are going to get rinsed. So for the love of God, take a step back, watch these things unfold, do your research, understand the risk involved so you can protect your bag, protect your assets. Don't lose conviction in your plays, guys. So that's about all for me for now. Appreciate the time on stage, guys. Great to see some familiar faces up here. Shout out to Bitcoin on Base, some of the other projects up here today, and especially KENDU, man. What you guys been doing, the way you've been grinding, the community takeover, what you built, what you're going to build. Shout out to you guys.
Bro, you just
Brian,
said everything that I've ever thought.
Brian, we love having you on this stage. We do appreciate your support on the show and everything that's going on with you guys. And shout out to Mar, because Mar does definitely lay into you a little bit, like, why the fuck does this website do this, or why does this do this? And Brian always takes great feedback. So I just want to give him that respect, and thanking him for being a long-term partner on the show. Because for some reason, so I don't know how this has happened, but since Mar has somehow gotten involved in the investor of a PAW chain, he started calling me at 4 a.m. right? He calls me at 4 a.m. like this. He's like this. He's like, hey, bro, you up? I'm like, no, what the fuck? I'm asleep. He's like, no. Listen, bro. Paul Chain, have you talked to Brian? Brian told, I was like, bro, what the fuck is 4 a.m., bro? He called me last night at 4 a.m. I'm like, dude. But listen, we love Mar. But Brian, thanks again with Paul Chain. Love you guys. Multi-chain, guys. If you want to go multi-chain, true multi-chain. It's kind of crazy. Check out Paul Chain. Seriously. I was a witness to a project launching live on Paul Chain. Did very well. OG Trump 47. I'm going to give him a little plug. There you go. Zach, I see your hand up. What's up?
Yeah, no, I got a question for Brian since I got him on here now. When I know Dex Tools, that's awesome. You guys are getting integrated with that. When Dex Screener, because I need the API key. So,
Dex. Sorry, Zach, you were kind of cutting out. You asking about Dex Screener?
Yeah, Dex Screener. Yes, correct.
Dex Screener is next on one of our next on the list. The Pride API behind CoinMarketCap and then CoinGecko. Those will be the next three.
That's so awesome. And I'm going to give you your own specific category for Nova Trending, for PAW Chain, once I get those API keys. Let's go. I'm so excited. For any project.
Let's go, man.
Yeah, any project that launches on PAW Chain will get additional exposure for free on Nova Trending. Anyone. So if you're a project and you want to go multi-chain, go over to PAW Chain. You're going to be blasted out by the Nova community. I got a whole section where multi-chain trending, and I'm just waiting for the Dex Screener because that's what we use for the API keys. But once we have that, PAW Chain will have its own dedicated section. So let's fucking go.
Paul, hey, Brian, dude. You hear that, bro? It's Mar. You hear that? Nova Chain's gonna get they're gonna give you their own little section on there for the trending. The Nova Trending. It's Mar, baby. It's Mar. I'm in Miami.
Jesus, man.
I do
that
the worst
music.
fucking Mar impression
Oh
ever.
my god,
Dude, I'm so embarrassed.
The Mar impression is terrible. Hey,
My
that
Mar
music,
impression
though,
is fucking
that music
garbage,
is legit, dude. I get
can't
the feel,
do it.
I get the vibes, I get, I feel warm inside when I hear that. That is
Listen,
great stuff, guys.
Listen, if I didn't have the music, it would be worse. Just so you guys know.
It would be, yeah, it would be terrible. It wouldn't work. It worked though with the music. Music makes it. But hey, guys, I posted up in the Jumbotron the link to use our swap, and all you have to do is use a DeFi wallet to buy the assets on PAW Chain. But you can purchase PAW with 13 different currencies. If you got a Solana wallet, you got Sol sitting in your Phantom, connect the PAW Chain. You can buy PAW via Solana. You can use Ethereum, AVAX, Base. All these different options exist from that one click of a button, man. And, you know, like I said, we're going to continue to grow. Zach, you know, from Subway, thank you so much for that offer. I cannot wait to get on there, to get Dex Screener integrated. And all I got to say, guys, is we will do all these things. Everything that I talk about, everything that I've said that we will do, we will get done, because everything up to this point, our team has delivered. We built all these things. We released these things in pretty quick order. We're not even 7 months old yet, guys. And we already got a swap, a wallet, and a scanner. It took many blockchains, Solana, you know, BSC, many years to gain that adoption. Caspa, yeah, it takes time. And unfortunately, in this world of Web3, I understand the way we're conditioned. A lot of people don't like to have that patience, that time. But when you can forward think and see what this space needs, and you're willing to be patient, that's where you make true life-changing gains, opportunities, like buying Bitcoin, like myself, since 2018. You know, when I first started doing that, people thought I was fucking nuts. They were this like, you're going to lose all your money. What are you doing? Nobody was talking to it. I kept conviction. I knew what was going on. I believed the person who brought me in. He said, this is the future, Brian. Give it a shot. Don't spend a bunch of money. Do what you can afford. And what I have built from that, and that mentality, my strategy of investing, has changed my life. And if you're willing to put in the time to learn it yourselves as well, everybody in this space, it can change your lives as well. You just have to take a macro view of things. Zoom out. Don't try and get rich overnight, and you will make your goals.
Amen.
We got Finn back up here. Finn, do you want to jump in, man? Let's see if we can hear him now.
Yo, how we doing?
What's happening, brother? What do you got for us?
Nice, excellent. I'll just keep it short and sweet. I'm just here for KENDU, and I just want to say yeah, I can't express enough how much the KENDU community has hit the lottery with Josh. I mean, he's been with KENDU since the first day as well as myself, but he has been in DeFi since the start of the last cycle, and then he's been in watching Miyazaki basically drown us with his bare hands, and now like we're able to rise up. Like he just lives and breathes KENDU, and he spends like I would say probably 19 hours a day just in the KENDU TG working, grinding. And yeah, just want to say let's fucking go KENDU, and we love you, Josh.
And Josh, I don't know if you got the kind of memo yet, but if y'all want to go multi-chain, we got somebody who can help you out here today. That's all I'm saying, brother.
Send us a DM, man. Let's make that KENDU available on 13 different networks with that single liquidity pool, brother. Well, we'll get this thing done.
All right, we can explore.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is you are already on Ethereum, so that helps Paul Chain out a lot with the tech they have, because a lot of their chains they have are EVM compatible. So you, I mean, Brian, correct me if I'm wrong, but you wouldn't have to do much of anything because you wouldn't have to make a whole new contract for it. Your contract already exists. Is that correct?
Well, no. Let me correct that. They would need the deployer wallet for which the contract was launched. And what I'm hearing is this is a CTO, so I'm thinking that they do not have access to that deployer.
Correct.
Gotcha.
It would still be, you know, the contract on PAW Chain would still be the same across all our networks, all those different EVMs, you know, AVAX, Celo, Base, BSC, stuff like that. But it wouldn't be the same because you need that deployer wallet that launched that contract to be able to utilize the same contract address.
Yep. That makes sense. Well, it's a CTO, so let's see how it goes. Ooh, that almost rhymed. It didn't rhyme, but it almost rhymed. If I thought hard and long, that would have rhymed. Guys, we have about 6 minutes left. I know we got some hands and some more people on the stage. Zach said he might take it a little longer. You know, we're having fun. Little shits and giggles today. You know, we got Bitcoin and Base up here. We got Paul Chen. We even got KENDU. Listen. Hold on. Let's clear the elephant in the room. Did y'all ever think KENDU Inu was gonna be back on the Breakfast Club? Like, let's be real here. 6 months ago, I'm just saying. Tensions were high. Take your hands right
Back
now.
with a vengeance, baby. Let's go.
Take your hands and put them as high as you can in the air. That's how high tensions were for a minute. Because not for nothing, we were calling the dev out back then. Go listen to those spaces. I remember those days. But glad to see, you know, the dogs back in the house. Who let the dogs out? Well, they're back now. All right, they're back in the house. And we do have some conversations in the back channels happening. So maybe something, you know, maybe something happens. But yeah, Zach, you want to extend it? And also, whoever just bought MLG when I just talked about it and sent it up $5 million in market cap, can you stop? Like, dude, I told you I didn't get in. You're not pumping my bags. What are you doing? Go. When I say the next play, that's the one I need you guys to get into. That I'm going to get into KENDU Inu, but don't do it yet. Don't do it yet. Hold the line, please. Thank you.
Hey, we got somebody up here, Tyler, who's been rocking with us, man, from day one. And I just want to always recognize the people that have been with us. And a lot of these people who come into our space, they've been, you know, with me since early 2021 on YouTube. And I know Tyler's one of the OGs, man. So Tyler, it doesn't go unnoticed, bro. I hope you're doing great today. What's on your mind, brother?
Hey, I am doing phenomenal. I've been trying to listen in. I'm just, you know, I work, so I drive people around, so it's hard, you know, I listen in. But no, I'm really excited, honestly, for PAW Chain. Like I'm buying into it every day, as you know, as much as I can, even if it's like $50. And I've just been doing a lot of research, and gosh, it's just, you know, I use ChatGPT a lot to research things. I don't know. I mean, I know it's not people's favorite thing, but I love the app. I love for things like this, because, you know, obviously you have to do your own research still, but it definitely really helps. And just, I mean, looking into Caspa, looking into like what makes all these things different, like, oh, what makes SUI different than Caspa and all these things, and it's because of this group. I know all these coins. It's because of I coming in here, and so like I've invited some other people to, you know, come in here as well. And you know, and it's just exciting news that be a part of this and, you know, pioneer stuff in, like whoever, I think it was, I think Paw Chain was saying being pioneers. And, you know, I'm thinking of ways to help pioneer things. And I'm in the process of right now of creating an electric vehicle charging station that will accept cryptocurrency as payment. So I mean, and the thing is like I'm hoping as we go on that I can get my profits and I can help, you know, put that into this station that I'm trying to do. So it's just, I don't know, it's just a blessing to come into here every day and learn of new coins, and, you know, seeing KENDU, you know, come back up. I'm kind of like, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm just happy to be here. It's just great to be here with y'all, and thank you.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks so much for all your support, dude. You one of the OGs, man. When we started this space, you know, it wasn't crazy popular yet. I think it was like, what, 9 months ago, man. But we remember who the people who come in here every single day and show up and show out. So again, guys, shout out to our great sponsors today, Bitcoin on Base and Paw Chain. You know, we've been with both of these projects for a really long time, and great people. They're doing some great things in the space. When you talk about utility, that's one thing, but really, I hate to use this word because it's cliche, but they're both doing it. They're revolutionizing the space in different ways. And I don't use that word, you know, just to use it. They're doing some really unique things, and, you know, that's what it's all about. That's what it takes to find diamonds in the rough, and it's been awesome today. But Pedro, you've been up here waiting, bro. What's going on, man? What's on your mind today?
Not much, man. I actually, so this stems back to the guy who was saying that you know, why can't crypto be easy? And it's difficult, and there's all these rugs. And then that's why I kind of jumped up, because I wanted to bring up that idea that a decentralized system is that ability that you can actually make money like the banks make money, versus having a custodial system, which is much like a centralized system, i.e., central exchanges for crypto and banks. These systems don't allow you to have X's. They allow you to have 10%, 12%. And if you're really lucky, you might get a 50% in a year. And so there is a lot of things that if you go through, and that's what I wanted to talk about, but then I totally forgot about this. And so then I was like, oh shoot, yeah, I'm speaking here. So I just think it's interesting, because I was actually talking to a guy, he ran for Congress, and so he was trying to get into $1 Billion Baby, and yesterday. And so we were talking, he called me, he was like, how do I take money from my Coinbase account and transfer it to the DeFi account and to buy this to this? And so I don't really use, you know, what do you call it, Coinbase. And so I really don't know. And so he's trying to do transfer. He goes, this is why crypto will never work. I got to sit there and do these second authentication and all this other stuff. And I said, you know what, bud? Reality is that your friends in Washington are the ones who put these strict, weird regulations on us to suppress us, to get people in it. So now that Trump's embracing crypto, you need to go in to Congress and say, hey, take away some of these crazy restrictive ways of getting into crypto, so that more people can get in, like mom and pop. And he was just quiet. And I said, you need to reach out to them, man. Like, you have the power, you have the influence to be able to communicate and talk with people in Washington, say, hey, I'm trying to do this, and you got to do this and this and this. Why do we have to have that? And then they'll go back to Gary Gensler and realize Gary Gensler's whole entire crew there is the ones who kind of established these protocols. And then Congress just listened to them, that current, you know, the previous Congress. And so they passed laws to actually help to suppress crypto. So to go back to what you're saying, yes, crypto is DeFi, man. DeFi is literally that ability where you can become your own bank. It's not, you can decide. And just to quote what it was Zach from Subway, he talks about how literally, like, he can go from one country to another country, deposit money, not, you know, and have $100 million in his pocket. I mean, and there's nothing in centralization that you can have that, you know? And so it's just, I think it's one of those things that we need to like be thankful for. Because even though it's difficult and there are a lot of scams, there's, you know, your other alternative is 3 to 5% yearly, or if you're really lucky, you can get 12 to 50%. And that's chump change in crypto.
We have been indoctrinated our entire lives to put our monies into savings accounts. I mean, from the early days when we were in school, it's all been one big scam, and the government's been so lazy. And that's why we should be embracing and praising these times that we have right now and in front of us. Yes, there's going to be scams and rugs. We're in the wild, wild west, you know? But as we adapt and adopt, I think that things are going to become more clear, and only the strong and paranoid will survive.
That's actually a good point. And,
You know,
to
Derek's point, real quick, to Derek's
Yeah.
point, you know, this is something that resonated with me, guys. You know, when you talk about getting ahead in life, right? You got to take chances. You got to take risks. When it comes to investing, you have to be able to speculate. Like if you look at the last big opportunity, you know, to really speculate was the .com era, right? I mean, if you were early to Tesla, if you were early to Netflix, if you were early to Google, if you were early to Meta, if you were early to Nvidia, you know, these are all like the tech giants, and a lot of that came through the .com era, which, by the way, are housed and were born out of America. So I'm so glad to see Trump get in and put crypto at the forefront, because we were losing ground in the United States fast on this new wave. But here we are, right? 25 years later, removed from that, and I'm finally old enough and you know, not just an idiot. You know, back in my younger days, even if I was barely old enough, I wouldn't have been there. It wasn't top of mind. But here we are. I mean, and I think what Derek said speaks volumes. Don't take this opportunity lightly. Do not take this opportunity for granted. We are right now, I think, entering the golden age of crypto, and we're waiting for the gold rush. This is the new gold rush. I mean, literally, what we're seeing and what we're witnessing right now. And what's going to be here, you know, what's here today might not be here tomorrow. It doesn't mean, though, you can't speculate, have a profit-taking plan, and make money. Do you know how many people made money on companies that no longer exist?
Dude,
A
Yahoo,
lot
dude.
of freaking people. So
AOL.
you don't have to guess right all the time. But Raoul Paul talks about this all the time, and the idea of speculating is how you get ahead in life, and you got to be willing to take the chance, take the risk, and be okay with losing, you know, before you win. And that's just a fact, you know. And it comes down to, you know, meme coins and altcoins, whatever you look at, right? I mean, it's all a risk, but, you know, taking calculated risks is a little bit different than just throwing your money into a hole and seeing what happens. And you know, the space is rapidly changing and evolving, but we're finally at a point, man, where we have everything in place. All the stars are aligning finally for crypto to flourish in the biggest economy in the world. And we're right at the forefront of it. And man, it's just freaking exciting. But don't take it for granted. Don't shrug it off, and tell your family members, tell your friends. You can't force them to do anything. You can't, you know, you could bring a horse to the freaking watering hole, but you can't make them drink. But at least put it on their radar. You know what I'm saying? At least put it on their radar, and it's up to that person to really dive in and take that chance and take that risk and learn. Really dive in.
10 years ago to the day, Nvidia was 50 cents. That was 2015, y'all. 2015. We're in 2025. Come on. I mean, it's insanity.
It wasn't 50 cents. It's, remember, they changed it because they've had so many splits. It literally, you know, you get the split market. You right, because based off of market cap. So they
it was
aggregated
it
it.
was an amazing opportunity, bro. Like let's
Yeah.
just keep it at that, bro. You made a lot of money if you invested in Nvidia in 2015, and you're chilling right now, bro. You're chilling.
Yeah, I mean,
Right?
but here's the thing: that's like finding a needle in a haystack. You know, and so I want to make sure that well,
But
I'll put it like
somebody
this.
took a chance, bro.
Yeah,
100%. But like you what's the saying? Like you miss 100% of the chances you don't take. Like
I don't
it's a needle
disagree.
in a haystack.
I don't disagree.
So was SUI. So was Bitcoin back in the
Yep.
day. So was XRP when it was 2 cents, or you know what I mean? I mean, yeah,
Evil
100%.
empire right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask a quick question.
Hold on. I want to hear from Brian and Kendu real quick. Brian had his hand up from PAW.
Zach, real quick. I know it's all over the X right now, but that CEO from
Ledger,
he got kidnapped.
I know. I saw that too. I put
Yo,
it up in the
what?
next, guys. Yeah, Binance reporting the Ledger CEO has been kidnapped in France. So we'll be keeping tabs on that.
Listen, this is people are like, oh, just dox yourself. No, I'm all set. Like I'm all set. I'll dox my friends in close circles. I'm all set. And you know what? We should have a space, not today, but about safety in the space. Because you go out here and start bragging about how much money you have and what company you work for and yada yada yada, and all of a sudden you in the back of a van. No, thank you.
100%, bro. Brian, what'd you have, bro?
No, I just want to echo on the point you're making, Zach. It's about learning and taking those chances to like find those diamonds in the rough, those gems. I found NVIDIA in 2020. It was still early, guys, and I mean, it honestly that investment funded like all of my DeFi goings. Like getting involved in the space was for finding those gems. So that's exactly what I do now. Do you have to take that chance and that risk? Of course you do, but that's what comes with being early. It's you have to have a higher level of risk tolerance, more knowledge to understand what is going to be successful in the future and what people want. And to be honest, guys.